Good morning. Welcome to Karma's a Stitch, or good evening or afternoon whenever you're watching this. Welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. This is going to be a pretty short episode. I am going to share my progress that I made on what I've been working on this week, and then we're going to roll the dice and see what I get to work on this upcoming week. So if you are looking to get in touch with me, all the ways you can do that are listed in the description box below. You will also see information for my son's Ravelry. Usually, hopefully when he's done with his semester at college, he'll be back to hanging out with us. But for now, he's got other priorities than knitting. But his information is down below as well. And for those of you that have been asking about how Anthony's doing, he's doing amazing. He is enjoying the college experience. He is loving what he's learning. So he's doing really, really well. But he's not knitting. So we have been doing some episodes on our own. Last week, if you watched, there were a few things going on. I rolled the dice and I got a crochet project, and I had to put that project back on the whip wall because I was having a hard time with my wrist. And so I rolled the dice again, because as long as I was keeping my wrist straight, I was able to knit. So I rolled the dice again and I got my Morrison scarf. And I'll show you where I was last week. So right here at that stitch marker, that's where I was last week. And I basically doubled where I was. I just turned it down a little bit, but yeah, I basically doubled where I was. So from that stitch marker all the way down to there, that's what I've done this week. And it's not quite as long as I would like it because I want to double it. So I still have a ways to go. Last night I did weigh how much of the hedgehog fiber I have left, and I have 49 grams. So I'm about halfway done with this skein. So I am about halfway done with my Morrison scarf, because I wanted to make this Morrison scarf, which is by Jackie Verbeek, I think. I'll put it on the screen. I believe it's Jackie Verbeek, but I don't want to keep saying that just in case I'm wrong. So I will put the name of the pattern and the designer up on the screen. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. So if you are interested, this has been a wonderful project. This is the third Morrison scarf that I am making. So my plan was to use this entire hedgehog fiber skein, and I paired it with some of the black Cascade Heritage, and I had 3 skeins of this, thinking that that should be sufficient. So this is the second skein. I'll have plenty of the black, I believe, because I didn't weigh this one. Let me weigh it real quick. I just joined this one this week. Yeah, I have 77 grams left of this one. So I have 1 full skein and 77 grams of this one. So I am using about half of the Cascade Heritage that I purchased, and I've used about half of the hedgehog fibers. So that is my progress on my Morrison scarf. I am going to move my progress keeper right now, so the next time I pull this out, we'll know where I started. I'm gonna get some stitch markers on here. I got these this week. Aren't those so cute? So those are the needle stoppers I will put on this project for the next time we get to work on the Morrison scarf. Now, I talked briefly about my wrist, and I was able to knit because my wrist, I keep my wrist pretty straight. I do minimal movement with my right hand when I'm knitting. And that progressively got worse last week. And it wasn't like my carpal tunnel. My carpal tunnel, if you're familiar, and I've never had my carpal tunnel, so, and I'll show you, sorry, you're gonna see the marks. I ended up going to a doctor and got put in a brace, but it's big and it's bulky, so I chose not to wear it for the video. But the carpal tunnel usually gets me here. This issue, this is happening right here. And it's tender to the touch. It got to a point where I spilt coffee down my front because I was holding my coffee cup and I went to set it down. I can't do that. And it was to a point where I didn't have, I wasn't getting any relief from the pain. Even just sitting still and not moving at all was painful. So it was progressively getting worse. I did go see a doctor. He told me what was wrong with it. I can't pronounce it, but it's basically the tendons on the top of your wrist are inflamed. So he gave me an anti-inflammatory. I'm not big on pain meds, but I was hoping with the anti-inflammatories, it would bring the inflammation down and I wouldn't be in so much pain. So I started that Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and it absolutely worked. Friday morning, I was feeling much better. I am having, what he told me with the brace is I need to wear it for 4 to 6 weeks. And I need to wear it at night especially, and during the day when I'm active. So I'm having a hard time sleeping with it. I'm waking up a lot more for whatever reason. So it is quite early. The sun hasn't even fully come up. I'm hoping I can go lay back down in bed and get a little bit more sleep after I record this. It seems like a good nap day. I tried to put mascara on, and trying to do that with my right hand wasn't working. Trying to do that with my left hand, poked myself in the eye. So yeah, seems like a good day to not do a whole lot. But I am going to put this back on the whip wall. I am going to roll the dice because I was knitting last night because the pain was gone. And I really am not moving my wrist. I've adjusted how I'm holding my needle. I was able to do it with the brace on. I was talking with some friends on Zoom, and one of them suggested to hold my needle in my right hand differently so that I'm not having to use my thumb, which is also being isolated with this brace. So it is slower because I'm having to adjust how I'm holding my needle. I am trying to knit with the brace on, just to make sure that I don't do anything that I shouldn't. But when I am doing something and it hurts, I'm stopping. So that is what's going on with my wrist. I am very grateful because tomorrow is Sunday and tomorrow is the first Sunday of March. So I will be putting out a tutorial for the March Make Gift Along. It is crochet, so I am so glad that I recorded that last week because there's no way I could have done that this week. So I will be editing that today and getting that up. But yeah, I think that that's it for the Morrison scarf. That's all that's going on. I did have several folks leave comments last week, and I've read all of your comments, but I'm having a hard time typing. So rest assured, I will be responding to those comments, and they were all wonderful comments. But I do really like responding to everybody individually. So I will do that. I'm just a little bit slower on that this week. But yeah, let's roll the dice, shall we? Okay. I am going to put out here, just because I feel like I need to, if I roll the dice and I get a crochet project, I am going to put it back on the wall and roll again. This is not a good week for crochet. I do feel like I could make progress on a knitting project. I would love, what do you guys do when you're not knitting? I mean, I had one friend say, read a book, Tanya. Read a book, which is a great suggestion. That entails me going to the bookstore or getting it on my Nook, which I guess I could do. I do have the Nook app on my iPad and my iPhone. But what do you guys do when you're not knitting? The idea of just sitting and watching a movie and not having something in my hands it's not something I can wrap my head around. So what do you do when you're not knitting? Let me know. So I have put the Morrison scarf back in its little cubby here. So we are going to roll the dice. 17-2. So 17-2 would be the Morrison scarf. Can you believe I just rolled that a second time? Because we've got 1 through 6, 7 through 12, 13 through 18, all the way at the end. So this would be 17, which is the Morrison scarf. Do I do that one again? I say I roll again. Or do I? This is the second time that I've rolled a project twice. I think I keep working on the Morrison scarf. I don't know. I'm going to ask Anthony. Let's ask Anthony. $17.2, really? How did that happen? I have all these projects here. How did I get the same one? I think I have to work on the Morrison scarf again. Because I have said, and this has happened once before, where I rolled the dice and it rolled something that I had just worked on 2 weeks prior. And I took it as a sign that I needed to just work on it. So I think that's what I need to do with this one, is I need to just pull out what is in 17 and work on it for another week or until it's done. Okay, that's what we're doing. That means I can just end this one here, because I won't follow up tomorrow, because you guys already know all about it. I have to say I am a little excited about that, because I do know that the Morrison scarf is light. I don't have to think, and I know that I can work on that this week with my wrist. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.